Hey everyone, I'm Brett, and welcome to Nightwood Guns. Today we are talking about the Sage Dynamics Compensator from Agency for the Glock 19, 19X, and Glock 45, all Gen 5. In this video, we're going to go over how effective this compensator is and whether or not it is worth its extremely hefty price tag. YouTube has been hitting gun channels really hard recently. I've definitely been feeling it. So if you'd like to support the channel, at the very least, be sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and hit the thumbs up and like the video. If you're looking for some entertainment, be sure to check out my epic short novels in the link in the description below. It's better than anything Hollywood is putting out these days, so treat yourself to some fine entertainment. And of course, if you'd like to go above and beyond and directly support the work I do here at Nightwood Guns, I also have a Patreon. The link is in the description below. My patrons keep me honest and honestly keep this channel alive. Seriously, I love you guys. You're awesome. You make this happen. I also want to mention that this compensator is on loan from Midas over at Control the Gun on YouTube. The link to his channel will be in the description down below. He sent me his X macro to evaluate and review, and along in the box threw in the agency comp as well. So thanks, Midas. I'm always looking for additional content, and this was very helpful. Now let's hop right into the review. Now I know what you're thinking. How big of a sissy do you have to be to need a compensator on a 9mm pistol?
You are like sissy girl!
The truth is, while 9mm pistols do not have much recoil at all, I think it's a good idea to chase the dragon a little bit and get as little recoil, as close to zero recoil as possible, because why not take as much of an advantage as you can get? The less recoil a gun has, the faster you can shoot it accurately. And while people have been doing this in competition for years, now we're finally getting low profile options that can be a good idea for concealed carry or everyday carry. Enter the Sage Dynamics Agency Comp. This thing is stupid easy to install and put on. I can't show you how, and honestly, I'm taking a risk if I even tell you how to do it, so just trust me. It's really easy to install. And as you can see, it turns your Glock 19 Gen 5, G45, or G19X into a Glock 17 length profile, so it will fit perfectly into any Glock 17 holster. This makes for a compact and practical package. But how does it work?
How does it taste?
Well, as you can see, this design has one single port in the end there, and honestly, it's pretty front heavy, so it's adding some weight to the end of the gun. The compensator also comes with a match grade DLC barrel and a guide rod recoil spring bushing system. Now, the spring does feel lighter than factory. I couldn't find the numbers anywhere, but it feels kind of close to a 15-pound spring-ish, maybe somewhere around there. Now, this definitely tames muzzle rise a bit, and while it doesn't make it extremely flat shooting, it does make it soft shooting. Now, this is the part where my subscribers are thinking, this is starting to sound a lot like your Radian Ramjet Afterburner review. And you're kinda right. They definitely have a lot of similarities. Now, I am gonna be doing a comparison video between the Radian Ramjet Afterburner and the Sage Dynamics Agency Comp, so be sure that notification bell is hit, so when that video goes live, all of your questions will be answered about Radian versus Agency. So let's take a look at some slow-mo footage of the Agency Comp in action with standard pressure 124 grain ammunition and compare it to without the comp. So as you can see, the Sage Dynamics Agency Comp actually works. It definitely makes the gun significantly softer shooting, and it tames muzzle rise a bit. Now you might be thinking, that's all fine and dandy, but it doesn't matter if the gun doesn't run reliably. Well, good news, this ran 100% reliably for me with every ammunition I put through it. 115, 124, 147, and hollow point variants as well. Speaking of ammunition, I also put Spear Gold Dot 124 grain plus P ammunition through this compensator to see how it would handle plus P ammunition. So here's some footage of the plus P ammo with and without the compensator. Now I have to say, it absolutely tamed the plus P pretty well, but not as well as I was anticipating. I think that might be a bit of a weak point with this compensator, is it works on plus P ammunition, but it doesn't thrive with plus P ammunition. This is a great compensator for shooting standard pressure ammo through, and it also works pretty well with plus P. Now let's talk about the price on this guy, because this is pretty expensive. It's $400.
That's a lot of nuts!
Now, you absolutely get what you pay for, material-wise, for that $400. You are getting the compensator, you're getting the match-grade DLC threaded barrel, and you are getting this rose gold colored recoil guide rod assembly and bushing system along with the recoil spring. And if you know Agency's quality, you will know that all adds up to $400, and honestly, it's probably a bargain. But then the question becomes, are you getting $400 worth of performance out of this setup? And my answer to that is, it depends on you. The fundamentals that go into shooting a pistol well, when it comes to grip, trigger press, what your eyeballs are seeing, all of that stuff, is going to make far more of an impact on your groups and your splits than this compensator will. The best way I can describe it is this compensator doesn't make a bad shooter good, and it doesn't make an okay shooter great. It makes a great shooter's job a little bit easier. It elevates the great shooter just a tiny bit. And when you get into guns, at some point you need to start spending a lot of money to get a little bit of performance. There are absolutely diminishing returns. And this is one of those cases where you're spending a lot of money for a little bit of performance. Does it make a difference? Absolutely. I think everybody that owns one of these loves it, and they would prefer to shoot it with the comp versus without the comp. I know that's how I feel. As far as potential negatives go on this compensator, I did notice there is some wear forming on the edge of the slide. So just be aware of that if you ever want to take the compensator off. You are going to have wear at the end of your slide. I know that's not a big deal for people who treat their guns like tools, but there are other people who like to keep their guns looking nice, and just know that this compensator might start to wear your slide a little bit. Other than that, the kit does come with a match grade threaded barrel. So if you are in a restrictive state and having a threaded barrel makes you a felon because it is an assault weapon, if you are somebody who wants to abide by the law, this is obviously something that's not going to work for you. Other than that, this is an extremely well thought out, high quality product that is low profile for everyday carry, and it actually works. If you haven't checked out my Radian Ramjet compensator review already, be sure to check it out. It's right there. And be sure to stay tuned for the comparison video between the Radian Ramjet Afterburner and the Sage Dynamics Agency comp. It's gonna be an interesting video. Kind of a Godzilla versus Kong situation. It was great to see you. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed. I'm Brett, and this was Nightwood Guns. Nightwood out.